Welcome to our weekly stock selection video. Let's begin with Nifty. So as you can see, Nifty is trading in this particular channel. I have marked this channel with a dotted line because the channel is yet not confirmed. So we need to wait and see whether we get a lower high within the channel, then only we will get the confirmation. As of now, uh, on the spot, if you observe the today's candle and the volume of last 3 days, like this move, this is not giving me a good vibrations, but for now it's better to wait and watch, or only take a sell trade below today's low in the coming week. Long, I'm not confident, but as the day progresses, maybe in the in between week, I'll update about this same thing. uh, Bank Nifty looks weak now. This was your distribution. After that, market marked down, formed an accumulation, and now marked up. Now it is at the top of this prior distribution. Okay, so we need to see how it is going to react, because today it took a gap support. If the support is true, we may see a upside follow through immediately tomorrow, and may go and test this line. Or first target will be this, and second target will be this line. So let's see how the things pan out for tomorrow. uh, so let's begin with our stocks. First is your Ambuja. The Ultrachem also keep under your watch along with Ambuja and Ramco. So here in Ambuja, the stock was in a downtrend forming this channel, then went into a sideways move and finally broke out here with a gap. You can see here it broke out with a gap. Now it has come across this resistance, and if you see the volume on this particular day, this volume are lower. This indicates that there is no supply in the market, and then price comes back down and moves up again. So if price tries to move up and could not sustain, then only you go, price will come back to test this and this levels. If it sustains, it will move up. So based on this logic, you have to see whether the overall market, how the Nifty is doing. If Nifty is looking strong on that particular day when the price crossed this level of 215, then only look for a long trade. You will get a big sharp move. All the breakout traders will jump in and move the price up. Next is your Apollo Hospital. uh, this was the channel. It was rising in, then formed a big consolidation, as you can see, and now it is at the upper end of the consolidation. And also the channel which was previously providing support, now should provide resistance for the price. So I am looking for sell opportunities in this stock. Best way to go on the intraday charts and draw some POS line, something like this maybe, and wait for the POS line to break. This way you can get an early entry in a early entry with a confirmation. Bajaj Finance again after a week of movement, it is again heading into that particular level only. Let it rise, and in this area only you will look for sell when it crosses the previous day's low, and it will give you a good trade, something like this only. That is what expected. Now there is a signs of exhaustions on intraday chart. If you see, this is your SOT, shortening of thrust. So there are signs of exhaustion and now price should come down. Okay, supposedly if you connect this whole thing together, it is very near to that level. So if it breaks this level, you may immediately see a pullback testing this level of 1025. So it will be a good day. Obviously it will not come in a single day, you have to trade it for more than one day. But yeah, it looks exhausted, so looking to sell here below this, and on every, how the follow through comes and all. Or the other thing you can do is let a red candle appear and then start selling below the lows of that red candle, and every time it breaks low, start selling it till what point you will sell. So by the time either it touches EMA 20 or your 50% mark, that is 1021. So your target is 1025 or 1021 or EMA 20 on daily time frame. Those will be your targets if you are selling on the lows of red bar and thereafter. And then next is your Bata India. Bata India is actually in an uptrend in this major channel, and it is continuously maintaining this line of demand. And now it looks like it has formed this small channel within a bigger channel. Okay, so now it has this resistance from the last 52-week high. Also channel is going on, the supply line of channel is also there. So even if it crosses and makes new 52-week high, look for retracement sells. Okay, and if you see on intraday charts, the way price is moving, it is not very healthy. This is sideways with no volumes. Then volume appears but price stays sideways for again 2 days. Again volume appears and some profit booking is visible on the last bar. If you see, the volume on this bar and this bar is almost same, whereas the spread of the bars are different. So question is, where does the extra volume gone in this bar? So someone is buying, someone is selling, and price is not able to move. So you can say that supply is present, because obviously when the price broke this high, many traders might have come to buy this stock, but since the supply is there, it is not moving. So in that situation also you can build a POS line like this. It's not possible to make. So let's make this as POS and wait for break, and based on that uh, test and trade. Bharat Forge is again looking exhausted. It is moving higher with comparatively lower volumes, and delivery is also now getting higher. When the trend begins, at the end of the trend, when you see high delivery, it means someone is booking profit, or smart people are selling and retailers are buying. Okay, so a small pullback is expected, and then price will expected to rally up again, or may come back to test this and then rally up. There is also this level. So eventually the channel and this line will confluence with each other, and that will be your bounce. So yeah, just look for any sell opportunities in this. Again you can do same thing, draw POS on the intraday charts, or low of first red bar, initiate your trades there, because already it is moving far away from this. And there is also possibility that price may stuck in this range as well, like it did here. This is also a possibility. Now this is your bank, sorry, Dr. Reddy. Basically I am looking for sell below this POS line. Let me change the color. Okay, so I'm looking to sell below this POS line, because if you notice it has this rejection from the last swing high. This is your test, these are your tests, and then price started dipping down on the back on the POS. If it breaks POS, this will be your first target, and eventually this will be your second target. Also notice one thing, your first target also overlaps with this range ka bottom, because it has already tested this range today. If it sustains inside it, then may go and test the low of this range. Hiromoto Co again at resistances, volume is quite good today comparatively, and I think delivery is also quite good. It's 40% sorry, it's a 50% increase in the delivery compared to previous day. Okay, so now if it crosses this high, you have to observe what it does on this resistance. If fails, you can initiate short there. If it fails here immediately tomorrow itself, then wait for a pullback to end and then go for long. I will not suggest to take this short, no, because the way price is moving, the way trend is looking here in the sideways move, in this sideways move, the way trend is looking, it is quite good. As you can see, there are the size of red bar you notice while coming down. Okay, then couple of green big bars, exhaustion and down, and then again started moving up with green bars. So basically here some sort of change of character is visible. So if that is the case, and I say these are the real buyers or maybe investors, then a breakout and test of this or possibly this trend line is very much likely. Okay, L&T Housing Finance moved away from this supply line. It halted here and then moved up with some extra volume, and then it is again resting here. So there is highly likely that it may come back to retest a few levels. The important one will be the test of this consolidation, after which it did a bear trap and broke out. So test of this level is very much likely, and if that test fails and it starts moving down, then you can expect it is coming back to 100 odd levels. So that L&T Housing Finance. Okay, one more thing which I forgot here. See, on the weekly charts, okay, this is your falling channel. That's your falling channel, and normally falling channel breaks on the upside. Okay, so here, unless and until you see a proper signal, do not go short here. Wait, wait for your opportunity to come, then only start building your short positions. Then Marico again, this is basically test, and or you can say no supply का test हो रहा है. And also at the resistance, at resistance supply should emerge, but it is not coming. Volumes are dead. Okay, if supply starts coming in, you will get to know within first 5 to 15 minutes. You will get a big volume bars, something like this, on the first 5-10 minutes. Can you see here? No activity in first 15 minutes, some bit of activity here. Okay, but when the supply comes, you will see something extraordinary happening. Okay, so that will give you an idea about this. Sorry. And if it breaks out, then the test of this is very much likely, but I'll say first move down and then go for pullback, and or at least take a pullback and then decide whether it wants to continue with the trend or do a reversal and test of these lows. Okay, so for me, I'm the seller in Marico for now. Maruti again approaching our resistance area, also supply line. So just wait how the progress is. If it starts rejecting, sell below the lows of the red bar. Okay, and also there is one more thing. After this point where it had some high delivery, if you see your delivery quantity is maintained. Okay, your delivery quantity is maintained in this range. So something is happening here, whether it is distribution or accumulation, we need to see. Okay, but if we draw a box like this and then another box like this, okay, you can say this was your climatic action, and then that's your automatic rally which is happening on the low volumes. That's your first test, so this marks your end of phase A and beginning of phase B. That's your second test. Okay, now if I say that's my high, I can consider may or may not be an upthrust, possible. And if that is an upthrust, that will mark your end of phase C. Then that's your another secondary test. Price moves up, comes down, forms an last point of support, breaks, come back retest, and then starts markup. This is what normally accumulation cycle looks like. Okay, and if this is not the case, then another scenario is we are still in phase B, and price may go up, do a upthrust or rejection action, and come back down, forms an LPOS, and then moves. Okay, something like that is also possible. So for now, at any cost, Maruti has to do some retracement to throw weak hands out of the market. So actually in the last week we were expecting a pullback and then rally, but we did not got that pullback and immediately we got a rally. So that is the Maruti again this week. Then we have NTPC at this resistance level and this supply line. Okay, so here you may also see a resistance. So again it may consolidate for few days, very much likely, but if you see a red bar and the low of red bar is getting broken, go and sell there, initiate your intraday trades there. Pidilite, I am expecting a rejection from this level. Okay, so this is some sort of grinding up move. So when the price grinds like this, it normally breaks on the downside. So yeah, you have this 3 days ka range on 15 minutes chart, something maybe like this. Okay, something like this. You have this 3 days ka charge and it is trying to break out. Okay, so if it does not sustain and comes back down, sell below this 1415 odd zones or 1410 or in this zone with a very narrow stop loss, and expect the price to go down to touch maybe this or this. Okay? And PVR is sort of giving a valid breakout with volumes, so we need to see if it sustains or not above this high. If it does not sustain, you know, you have this POS line in your hand. As soon as price comes below that line, mark yourself. So let me draw that POS line for you. This is not a trend line, remember, this is your POS line. And once the POS line is broken, then only you will look for shorts. Ramco, again, some sort of exhaustion is visible, a minor pullback or sideways action before hitting, and this resistance again. If it, this is your last move, that's your last move. If it starts trading below 105 ka zone, that is 38.4%, then you can initiate your trades, because then on the higher time frame we can easily say that it is trading in this range and getting rejected from upper levels, so test of lower levels are very much possible. Okay, so SBIN, again this POS line is, sorry, this is not a POS line, this is your trend line. Trend line is there. If it bounces from the trend line, buy. If it breaks or gives a daily closing below the trend line, sell. Okay, because here we, though we see some sort of activity there, we still do not have any close below this line. Okay, so yeah, simple trend, like if it comes and start to bounce, you buy. If it breaks, maybe on retest you sell, or maybe on you know this thing, you like the last swing low you sell, like the low of the candle you sell. Okay, also on 15 minutes chart you have this POS line forming. Let me, yeah, some sort of POS line is forming and it is stuck in this narrow range for today. So if it breaks, you will get your trade immediately. Remember, this level will act as a resistance for the price to move up. So as soon as price reaches this resistance level, which is also a strong level, it is working from some time. Resistance, sorry, this was your resistance, then that support, resistance, and finally what happens here. Okay, oh yeah, that's SBI here. SRF working in this channel. Actually this was the original channel, and this is your center dummy line. Okay, so it is trading above the center dummy line and approaching this supply line of channel. So yeah, if it starts building red bars, sell below the lows. Tata Motors is now completed his what you say, uh, I don't remember the name of this pattern, but that's A, B, and then this, something like that. So the distance it traveled here, the same distance it traveled here. Okay, in terms of points. So a rest maybe is very much possible. it may go into sideways and then decide whether to want to go up or go down. Okay. Again, Tata Steels. We are from last 3 weeks. We are waiting Tata Steel to break down. And as you know, last 3 weeks we are taking this. We are observing this. But price is going up in a very narrow range. Basically, this is your up grinding move. That's your up grinding move. Means it is moving on the higher side without any back support. So yeah, I am still looking for right opportunity to sell Tata Steel. TVS Motors, just like Maruti, which is at the resistance, TVS Motor is also at the resistance. It's a range basically. If you observe carefully, this is a range, and it is at the top line of the range. So we see how the Maruti and TVS Motors behaves, because since both are from auto sector and both are the good quality stocks in that sector, so both will move in tandem with each other. So yeah, these are the 20 stocks for this week. Currently time is 2 9 a.m. So yeah, almost sleepy. So we'll go and sleep. And also from maybe this week or maybe tomorrow or maybe from Monday, I'll keep posting daily updates on these selected stocks and how you can do and how you can analyze, or select a couple of stocks from these 20 or 15 to 20 stocks for the next day. I'll do this exercise for maybe a month or so, and then we'll decide what to do and how to do. So yeah, that's it for today. uh, you know, Always trade with stop losses. Always enter with the logic into the trade. Do not trade something which is moved a lot, which is much costlier. Do not sell something which has moved a lot on the downside, that is it is much cheaper. Always try to sell costlier things and buy cheaper things. So yeah, that's it. We'll see you maybe in the next video. Good night.